Hello everyone, welcome to Drama Recap. Korean drama The Kings of Pigs about two friends how they ended up as a detective and serial killer, and kindly like the video and subscribe the channel. The story begins with a crime scene, a husband vomiting in the bathroom and a dead wife body on the floor. He sees someone sitting on the chair who is crying and laughing at a time and say, "You finally became monster, right?" Next scene shows that police are front of the apartment and enters the dark and full of smoke flat. Body on the floor, pills all over the place. One of them try to opens the window. Then entry of the detectives. They will look over the crime scene, find vomiting in the bathroom and in rooms, medical books and wedding photo. One of the detective opens the curtain and the window there is written as to Detective Jong-suk. Jong-suk, long time no see. It's me, Hong Kyung-min. How have you been? This startles the female detective. Female detective already knew the detective Jong-suk. She checks some documents and finds out both of them left the middle school at the same year. One were transferred to the other school and another one was dropped out. Now, female detective will call the detective Jong-suk, who was in his home, and ask him about the Kyung-min. At the same time, the doorbell rings. When he went to open the door, then he will be surprised with female detective over in front of his home. She enters the house, check out the home, and shows the Kyung-min photo and asks about him. Jong-suk claims that he knew him, but since middle school, he never seen him. Then she will show him some crime scene photos and explains him about the crime. Our next scene, Kyung Min, who is in his car and removing his wedding ring and keeping it aside. Then forensic doctor explained to the detective these are broken ribs and strangulation marks and zolpidem on blood. It can be suicide, but also possibility of husband tried to give zolpidem by force and strangulated her, and the cause of death is heart attack caused by the zolpidem overdose. Now, female detective came to know that couples was seeing the psychiatrist. These two detectives goes to meet the psychiatrist. Now, psychiatrist was feeling guilt by hearing about Minho's death, and she reveals she was doctor of Minho, the wife, but she knew both of them since 5 years, and she claims they both were happy together. And she explains about Kyung Min. Kyung Min has been exposed to the domestic violence since childhood. His father was abusive towards him, but he was recovered from that and happy with his wife after his father's death. But 1 year back, once again he started depression because he said he saw something on his virus. In past, Minho, the wife, was watching husband album in Veros, but Kyung Min was furious about that and shouted at her. On same night, Kyung Min once again goes to the Veros and see his childhood photos, and next he was startled by seeing something on the desk. Suddenly he will fall down and hallucinate someone in the corner with a mask. He was terrified by seeing that. In present, the psychiatrist doctor continues by saying she didn't take Kyung Min condition seriously, and also adds Min was stopped by 1 week before with the complaints of lack of sleep. So doctor prescribes her with zolpidem. Then female detectives finds out wife also got the prescription of zolpidem from other 5 more psychiatrists, and last wife went to the supermarket before her death. Drama continue with the past of Jong-suk and Kyung-min was playing games and eating foods happily together, hoping for next year they both will get the same classroom. Then we can see while they are walking, someone called Kyung-min. That terrifies Kyung-min and he ran away. But those two follows him by keep on saying brothel keeper because his father owns a karaoke and bar. In present, Kyung Min in the car took some clothes and get to freshen up from public bathroom. Past continued by showing two bullies eating him and telling him to take off his pant and to do masturbation in front of them in the bathroom. Meanwhile, in the present, female detective check supermarket CCTV camera, sees wife buying the charcoal. Now, next scene shows truth behind the death, whereas wife cooking a meal and adding the powder to alcohol and give to the Kyungmin. Kyungmin asks his wife, "What's special today? Why this much food? Any celebration?" But wife was quiet and then, by crying, told him, "If that didn't happen 1 year back, we were so happy with our life. But there are a lot of bad people around us. But I will protect you, Kyungmin." And she will say, "I'm so sorry." After drinking that powdered mixed alcohol, Kyungmin will faint down. She will pull him to the floor and set charcoal. She will take so many tablets herself and sleep next to him. But since childhood Kyungmin was taking these drugs a lot, he got resistant to this drug and he woke up later and see next to him his wife is panicked and starts doing CPR with full of sorrowness. So that's how her ribs were broken. In present, Kyungmin in the car front of one of his bully working place, where he will see he is bullying one of his worker and he will remember how he got bullied by him. That enrages him completely. With full of anger, he will take out his knife. That's how the first episode ends. Next episode begins where Kyungmin in hospital standing next to his unhealthy father and says, "The store you cherished and I destroyed it completely. Everyone was happy that animal like you is dead." And then he stops his ventilation machine. In present time, Kyungmin with knife and syringe drives to Bully workplace. Bully addresses him as his CEO, welcomes inside. Meanwhile, detectives goes to the Kyungmin working company and they will interrogate the workers and they will come to know he didn't come there since 1 week and he is using the different name over there. Here, Kyungmin told the bully to send workers to home since it's Sunday. While he's sending his worker home, Kyungmin was behind the door waiting for him to come. But he will get a call from his home and talk with his daughter. By listening to that, Kyungmin decided not to kill the bully. But when he will come to know that no one is in his home, taking this as an opportunity, Kyungmin will suggest to have a drinks with him in his home and then they will decide to go to home. Now, past continues where Jungsuk and Kyungmin both got the same class, both were damn happy. Next day goes to school together, but for his misfortune, those two bullies were also in the same class. That will frighten the Kyungmin and then bullied him again in their classroom. But Jungsuk was enraged by seeing that but couldn't do anything. In present, Kyungmin and Bully goes to home and Bully start to brag about his home and his work. In the next scene shows 1 year back Kyungmin stalking the bully who was stealing the kerosene, but Kyungmin was by seeing his face was so scared and start to take the tablet. At that time he will hallucinate his younger self saying, "If you eat that, you won't meet me. If you are scared, grab a knife." Scene back to Bully's home, where Kyungmin mixes a sedative to his drinks. After that, he attacks the bully by saying, "I will give you brutal death," and they both starts to fight. In next scene, where two detectives eating their food got call telling that there is another murder. Then these two detectives goes there. Meanwhile, Kyungmin is out of this building with a look that he completely became the monster. In crime scene, they show body hanging on the wall with multiple cuts. The blood is oozing from that and cutted off the genitalia. Everyone seeing that was stunned. Episode end with on the wall besides the body written as Jung Suk, come and join me. That shocks the Jung Suk to his death.